We've tried his bigger government, bigger spending, debt-ridden policies, and it hasn't worked. He promised that this would be the cure-all. And I would argue conservative policies work better. Reagan created 25 million new jobs as president in 8 years.
Reagan is overrated. The Reagan mythology, you and I could debate all day long. I will tell you this, though, that while we could debate bigger versus smaller government, we cannot debate, in my mind at least, just versus unjust government. And what I'm suggesting is, no matter where you come down on the big versus small, on the just versus the unjust, this government's treatment of its poor has not been just, and that's what this conversation tomorrow night on C-SPAN is all about.
But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If Reagan's overrated, will you give him credit that that they created over 20 million new jobs? Do you give him credit that people, they doubled revenues to the government? Will you give him credit that while everybody predicted revenues would go down because he dropped the top marginal rates during his presidency from 70 to 28%, revenues did go up. They doubled. 20 million new jobs were created.
I know you're reading like crazy every night to prepare for your radio and TV show, but I got to send you some more stuff to read. I got to send you some Paul Krugman. I got to send you some Joseph Stiglitz. I got to send you some stuff that you haven't read about what Reagan did to decimate this economy.
Paul Krugman is one of the biggest leftists in the country. You know, I mean, what am I going to read Paul Krugman for? I've read him enough in the New York Times over the years.
You need a more balanced and nuanced view of what Reagan did to this country.
Listen, Reagan, 20 million new jobs. Obama's lost 2 million jobs, and we have $5 trillion in debt and nothing to show for it. These are statistics that can't be argued with.
It was Reagan who started the. Let me put it this way: it was Reagan who made it legitimate to demonize the poor. It was Reagan who made it
helped 20 million more people go to work. Who's more compassionate here?
Ronald Reagan turned his government's back on the poor.
Barack Obama doesn't even count the unemployed anymore.
And since the Reagan era, we've been trying to dig out of this hole that poor people are falling into more and more every day.
So, listen, I know your heart's in the right place because I know you. We have a very different way of getting there, but our goal is the same. Tavis Smiley, always good to talk to you. Thanks for being with us.
Appreciate you, Sean. Take care now.
All right.